Hello everyone, this is Joarder Anas from Aviation Bangladesh, and in this video we're gonna be talking about how exactly you can edit your photos to make sure they get approved by Jetphotos and the screening team. In this video we're gonna be talking about the factors you need to keep in mind while editing the photos, and things and many tips that will be helpful for your future spotting. So just let's get into the video. So these are the 5 things that should be considered while uploading the photo in Jetphotos. These are the 5 things that you need to make sure are perfect in order to get your photos accepted. And in this video we're gonna be talking about these 5 things individually. Also, we are gonna be showing you a live demo of how exactly you can edit your photos. So we're just gonna start off with check for dust category. In this category we have 3 things that you need to keep in mind while editing the photos, and those are dust spots, JPG compression artifacts, and the noise. So let's just start off with the dust spots. So here's a photo. As you can see, we have these black spots in the photo, and those formed because of the dust you had in the lens. So you just need to make sure your lens are clean before clicking the pictures. You can actually remove them, but I think it's better to make sure your lens are clean. So the topic we are going to talk about right now is JPG compression artifacts. As you can see, the left one has the JPG artifacts and the right one, it doesn't have the JPG compression artifacts. Now that usually happens when you don't save the photos properly. The left one, as you can see, has these colored block-like structures which are the JPG compression artifacts, and the right one, it doesn't have them. It does have a little amount of noise, but that's totally okay. Now we're going to show you how exactly you need to save the photo so that you don't have the JPG compression artifacts in a photo. And as my screen record couldn't record the bar, I'm just going to show it with some pictures. You need to go to the image size from the image, then need to make sure the wide is 1:80 and it's proportional, gonna adjust the height. Then we are just gonna save it with maximum quality possible. Here I have put the quality to 12 and to maximum, so after that it won't really have the JPG compression artifacts. If a photo has the maximum quality, your photo is not gonna get JPG compression artifacts. Also make sure you click the pictures in RAW. It's okay if you click it in JPEG mode, but it's really recommended you click it in RAW, because the less it's JPEG, the less it has chances for the JPG compression artifacts. So it's always better to just shoot with RAW. The topic we're gonna talk about right now is center and horizon. I've pointed out these 2 points that you should be keeping in mind, and that first one is the background of the image should be level. The second one is the aircraft must be at the center of the photograph. No parts of the aircraft should be missing or shouldn't get cut while clicking or cropping. That means your aircraft should be totally inside the photo, and no parts of the aircraft should be missing from the photograph. Also, you need to make sure there isn't any obstacle inside the frame of the aircraft. In this part, I'm gonna show you how you can edit your background and make sure your aircraft is center of the photo. So we have this picture where you can see the background is totally not level. We need to make sure it's straight, and we need to make sure the aircraft is in the center of this frame. So we're just gonna start off by selecting the crop tool. Then we're just gonna press this button, the straighten one, and we're just gonna pull a line to the both sides. As you can see, the horizon looks much better from the first one. I'm just gonna do it one more time, just a tiny bit, and it looks way better than the first one. Now we're just gonna make sure the aircraft is centered, so we're just gonna pull it up a little bit, and we're gonna make sure it has the middle part of the aircraft in the center square. Also, we need to make sure we have minimum amount of gap by the two sides of the aircraft. So as you can see, we have this little gap by the two sides. Just gonna pull a little bit more, and done. The aircraft is perfectly leveled and it's perfectly centered. Now we're going to discuss about RGB histogram and magnify. RGB histogram is basically you need to make sure your photo has perfect contrast, perfect exposure, your photo has perfect brightness, your photo doesn't have that much of haze in the photo, and your photo should be really sharp. The magnify basically means is to check if your photo is properly sharp or not. If your photo, and the RGB histogram is going to show if the photo has perfect amount of contrast, brightness or exposure. In this part we are going to be showing you how exactly you can edit the photo. So as you can see, we have this picture, a beautiful one. So in this picture we have these few things which are imperfect. Those are the background. The background isn't really straight here. We have too much in the frame, and we don't have the brightness and exposure totally perfect in this photo. So at first we're just gonna go and make the background straight. I am totally making sure the hanger is straight enough in this picture. We're just gonna pull it a bit up so that the aircraft is totally centered in the photo. Also, while selecting the ratio for the frame, you need to make sure your aircraft, your photo have this ratio of 16:9 or 4:3, because these are the two acceptable ratios for the Jetphotos. We're just gonna center it up a bit, and making sure the sides, the photo in the sides are very minimum. Just gonna move it a little bit in the left, and we're done with the leveling the horizon and the centering part. Now we're just gonna edit the exposure, the contrast and other things you need to make sure your photo has properly. One thing you need to keep in mind is that your photo should look totally natural. It shouldn't have a lot of saturation. It shouldn't be showing a lot of colors. It shouldn't be really overexposed, or it shouldn't be underexposed, or it shouldn't have a lot of contrast, or it shouldn't have less amount of contrast. The point is, you need to make sure your photo has to look really natural and really crisp. Your photo should have good amount of sharpness. Your photo should be sharp, not blurry. Your photo shouldn't have haze. If you keep up with these things, then you're just good to go. And I'm not gonna show how I'm gonna edit the exposure and contrast, because my recorder then again is not recording the bar, so I'm just gonna cut it out a bit and go straight into that. So you might have this question, from where we can edit the brightness, contrast, exposure, etc in Photoshop. So for that you just need to go to the bar and you'll just find filter there, and after selecting filter you're gonna have to select adaptive raw filter. After selecting adaptive raw filter, you're just gonna have this kind of interface, and in this interface, if you select the basic, you're just gonna see the contrast, exposure, brightness options and other things. If you select the detail, you're gonna find the sharpening, the noise reduction tools. You're just gonna play with them a bit and your photo should be perfect. Just need to make sure your photo is natural, that's it. And the things I'm showing here right now is for a picture which is formatted as JPEG. If you click the picture in RAW, then the interface is gonna open straight away, and from there you can edit all the stuff. But if the picture is saved as JPEG, then this is totally the way to do it. So here's the final result of the photo. We just increased the exposure a bit, we just increased the contrast a bit, a little amount of vibrance, and we just made sure the image is sharp enough. Now we are just gonna select the image size that we discussed in the check for dust segment. We need to make sure we save it with maximum quality. Other than that, it's gonna get JPG compression artifacts again. After that, your photo should be perfect, and it should be perfect to roll into the queue. I'm going to end this video with some few words and few tips I think that should be helping you guys in the future. I really hope that the procedures I showed in this video is gonna work. And the thing is, I still get rejected a lot of times. It's totally normal to get rejected. Humans make mistake. It's not like everyone's perfect. I'm not perfect. I have a lot to learn. So thing is that one thing that really helped me to make my photos get accepted is that I tried to recreate the photos which are already in the Jetphotos. So for example, if I'm spotting in my local airport, which is Dhaka International Airport, what I really did was I just saw a few pictures from the Jetphotos before going to the location, and I saw the photos, how exactly did the photographers captured the pictures, and I tried to recreate them. I tried to edit it like that. I tried to click the pictures like that, and as a result my photos has had this huge chance of getting accepted. If you're someone, for example, shooting in LHR, so one thing you should do, which really worked for me, is you should see the pictures that has been clicked from your location and has been uploaded on Jetphotos. Now, how is that gonna help? Like I said before, if you have this idea of the pictures that got uploaded in the website, then it will be really easy for you to click them. You can exactly click it like that, you can edit that like that, and this way your picture will be perfect for getting accepted by the Jetphotos. So this really helped me, and I think it's gonna help everyone. And I'm just gonna end the video right here. If you like the video, make sure you subscribe to our channel. It's actually my first time making such kind of video, so if I made any mistake, I'd really like some criticism in the comments. And you can follow us in Instagram. We are Aviation. We are gonna drop the links below. And thank you for watching the video.